Matthew 6:13. Kai me eis aninkes hemas eis perasmon, ala chrusai hemas apa tu paneru. Here we continue reading the model prayer that Jesus has given us, which we know as the Lord's Prayer. And do not lead us into temptation, or some translations say the moment of trial or testing. Do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Or some English translations here also will translate this just as evil rather than evil one. Let's look at it. So we have this may negating a subjunctive. This is the prohibitory subjunctive, using the subjunctive with the aorist to say don't do something, right? And this form here may be a little hard to recognize. It's from eis phero. So we have, this is a second aorist stem here. That's why the spelling change is so significant. So it's a second aorist, active subjunctive, second person singular, right? Addressing God, not as a command, but as a request. Do not lead us into temptation. God himself does not tempt anyone, nor is he tempted by evil, but this is a way of praying for God's protection, that God would protect us from sinful temptation. And we read along these lines, but deliver us, that rusai is from ruomai, right? Pardon me, ruomai, to deliver. And this form right here is just an aorist middle imperative, and it's a second person singular, again addressed to God as a request, even though it's imperative. But deliver us from the evil one. If you look at D.A. Carson's helpful commentary on Matthew, he has some discussion about whether we should translate this substantive tu paneru as the evil one, that is the devil, or as just evil generally. And he favors translating it as the evil one, as most modern English translations do. Several reasons for that. One of that is the way that Matthew uses the substantive of paneros elsewhere in his gospel. Another one is this verb ruomai, when it's followed by an impersonal thing that you're being delivered from, is more commonly followed by the preposition ek, where when we have the preposition apa, is more commonly expecting a personal entity, a personal agent that one is being delivered from. I refer you to D.A. Carson's Matthew commentary for a little more detail on that. We're, of course, very familiar, most of us, with the King James Version, the English Bible, which has after this, "For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen." And if you look in the Byzantine text tradition, you do have Greek words. Those words in Greek underline this English translation. But the oldest and the best manuscripts are lacking that, what appears to be a liturgical or churchly tradition that's been appended to the prayer there, and it does not appear that Matthew originally included those words in his gospel, which is why in modern translations they'll be italicized or they'll be in footnotes to indicate that the oldest and best manuscripts do not have that.